Hey guys, back to the good old days. I know some people are like, man, you think the 2000s are the good old days, but yeah, when it's 2020, time does creep on. So I think this is from 2003. We will find out when we crack it open inside, because after inspecting the top and the bottom flap, just cannot find a date code anywhere. So let's bust this thing open and see what we got inside. It's from MRE, at least we know that. And this is menu number 3, beef teriyaki. And it does have a peelable seal on the top. You can even say it says peelable seal on the bottom too. Get everything out of here. We'll take a look. Everything out of the bag. Let's see what we got. Beef strips in teriyaki sauce. Again, you can see the ingredients and the nutrition facts. Look at all this old school ancient stuff. And searching for a date code, there we have. So let's check out our friends at MRE Info and find out and confirm exactly where this is from. And just confirming with our buddies, this is either a 1999 or a 2000. And just looking at these date codes, it's definitely from 2000. Wow. Talk about a millennial ration. Okay, so we got that. Let's look at this. Blackberry jam. Wheat snack bread. Look at this interesting packaging. It's usually doesn't have all this neat little stuff on it. M&M's. MRE spoon. Beverage-based powdered grape. Cheese crackers. This is probably going to be like peanut butter kind of crackers on the inside. It has that same kind of shape. Accessory pack. Look, the accessory pack is even kind of different. Pretty snazzy. And some white rice. Why they got rid of this in the first place, I have no idea. Because talking about a good starch and carbohydrate base, this stuff is awesome. And it mixes well with just about everything. And looking at these date codes, this is a 1 on here. So that means 2001. So this must have been produced, or actually the main manufactured, or wherever the main is, manufactured in 2000. A lot of this stuff, or some of it, is 2001, which is really interesting because this menu was only around from 1999 to 2000, because in 2001, menu number 3 became beef ravioli. Let's take a look and see what we got in here. I have a little tear notch down here at the bottom. You got gum, TP. Looks like we got some actual Tabasco sauces still in there. Matches, sugar, moist towelette, creamer, salt, and again, red bag, taste your choice, coffee. Well, we'll get this stuff heated up, drinks made, all that stuff, and we'll get some stuff onto the tray. Okay, I'm not even going to bother try to use this. I'm going to use my Hot Logic, of course. So we'll get these out of here, and inside of that Hot Logic Mini, I really do kind of like the packaging on this, but it's just repackaged, rebranded. And it does say cheese crackers, but it is peanut butter cheese crackers. So I guess I was right after all. So we'll just put a slit right in there so we'll be able to fish them out. Maybe. At least those are still in pristine shape. And I just pulled that rice out of the bag. Just make sure that you give this a nice, good knead. Break that up so it does not come out as one huge slab. And just for the heck of it, I'm going to throw this wheat snack bread in that heater too. And our grape drink calls for 12 ounces of water. Well, that looks interesting. It's all different kind of colors. I'm hoping that is just the sugar inside of this. Okay, this stuff is ready to go. Here is our white rice. We will try to scooch it down just a little bit. I'm going to put a little over here and the rest right over here as a bed for our beef teriyaki. Ugh. You can see that in there. Looks like it's discolored just a little bit over the years. I mean, it is 20 some odd years. And this is pretty gosh darn hot too, so I can't really and that's part of the benefit of heating these things really good. Not with direct heat, but indirect heat through that hot logic. If you boil these things, sometimes you get that metallic tinny flavor from these retort pouches. I didn't hit record when I dumped this stuff out. Here we've got our white rice, and this is our teriyaki beef. Just realized I looked up and I didn't see a little red dot on that screen. I'm like, really? But let's continue on. Man, I was saying a lot of good stuff too, but here we go. Got a little bit of rice over here on its own, and I laid the rest of the white rice down here for a bed for our beef teriyaki. And right off the bat, we can see big old generous pieces of beef. Looks like we got a little bit of water chestnut, and again, I will scroll all the major ingredients right there on the bottom. And let's give this a try. The beef has a nice teriyaki flavor. It is really chewy. It's not like that processed garbage. Water chestnuts are still nice and crunchy. These bamboo shoots provide a little bit of softness, but just a little twist of a flavor, a little chewiness. Again, these peppers and carrots just really kind of blend everything together. The rice is real tender on its own too, and that's probably because of the way we heated it. Made sure that it got all the way heated through. It's nice and tender, it's soft, and it's almost like it's kind of like pearl rice, kind of like how the Japanese have their sushi rice, because it does say it's long grain rice, but it's very reminiscent of like a sushi rice. And just so you can see it on its own, get a nice little look at that. And I don't know if there is a stock or anything, but again, we'll look at the ingredients and scroll the major stuff on the bottom. Well, let's give this a try just on its own. Yep, this stuff is such a winner. And as far as I know, only MRE Star still produces it. I mean, people like MRE Nation have it and they offer it in their rations, but I'll never understand why they got rid of something like that. Now, I have to admit, I am a little scared or cautious about trying these peanut butter crackers. I think the first IMP I had, it had some Ritz peanut butter crackers, and those things got me so violently ill. Not like anthrax ill, but just like made your stomach go queasy for about a good hour or two. But in case if something happens, I've got activated charcoal, and I've got a whole bunch of water to help flush this out of my system. So we'll just try a nibble of these peanut butter and cheese crackers. I don't have any odd flavors. Nothing's kind of like rancid. I think the reason why the IMP ones went off is it was just in this, and the US put them inside of this kind of retort pouch, or at least the foil pouch. Let's try some of our Grape Drink. And I use this canteen cup because I was too lazy to go upstairs and just get a regular glass like I usually do. Definitely grape flavored. It's not the greatest grape flavor, but it does give you a nice grape flavor, even though it's like artificial and a lot of other garbage and it's fortified and blah blah blah. But what can you expect? It is simply a grape beverage powder drink. And I can hear some of you saying, you forgot the wheat snack bread. Well, I just wanted to keep this in the heater just a little while longer to make sure that it stayed nice and warm, good and pliable. For me, just these on their own have such a chemical smell to them, but if I leave them inside of, or I heat them up, they just have smell better and just have a more pleasant taste. And at least this one's not faking the funk, you know, making those little like bread loaf little indentations. But we'll try some of this with our blackberry jam, jelly, whatever it is. This stuff looks like it's roached, but we'll give it a try. The wheat snack bread with some of that. This is actually not that bad. It's kind of soft. It doesn't look like the other stuff. It's definitely a different shape. This is more of just a straight up square than that fake white bread piece of loaf bread shape that they've got. Significantly softer. It's a heck of a lot less dense, and it doesn't really have that really putrid chemical smell that comes off of this. So maybe this was a completely different recipe that didn't catch on, which to me it seems to be superior to what they have now. I guess if you wanted to spice this up, you could use this Tabasco, but Tabasco and teriyaki beef, they just don't really go together for me, so I think I'm just going to hang on to that. And lastly, we've got some of these M&Ms, and granted these are 20-year-old M&Ms. Let's give some of these a try. Oh, I have to say, everything inside of this ration has passed and aged well through the test of time. For a 20-year-old ration, everything in here is still 100% edible. There's no foul taste. Nothing that would make the sniff test or tongue lip test, any of that stuff, make you balk and say, man, there's no way in the heck I am eating that. Well, everybody, this was a year 2000 menu number 3 beef teriyaki. I've had this thing for a good long time, and I'm finally glad that I got around to sampling this, because this is a meal that I think a lot of people would enjoy today, seeing how majority of these rations are like Italian and Mexican flair. Something Asian inspired, like they just got rid of those Asian beef strips. Something like this back in the next generation of rations for 2021 or 2022 is definitely in order. Well, thanks for joining me on this ration review. I will see you all on an upcoming review. Bye.